What is up there, Reject Nation? My goodness. So apparently, Late Night with a Sethlin Myers. They have the opening scene here of Spider-Man No Way Home. So you know we gotta watch it.
Absolutely.
You know we gotta watch it. We gotta
snuck it past Feige. We can't lose this opportunity.
Let's see how this goes. All right, it's only like 45 seconds, but hey.
It better be both Tobey, Andrew, and all the Sinister Six.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend?
Is in fact.
Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend? Whoa, please don't touch her.
You're just a kid.
You murdered Mysterio? Helped him murder
No,
Mysterio?
I didn't.
Come on,
Anybody?
Wow.
People looked up to this boy and called him.
Whoa, dude. Got my foot.
I'm so sorry, but I can't see anything with your hand in my...
Roger's musical side.
So many Rogers posters.
Dude!
Get your tickets now.
That's the first thing I thought of too. It's like, dude, tickets are on too. Oh my goodness, I didn't want that scene to end, obviously.
Wow, so okay, pick it up instantly, moments after that post-credit scene from Spider-Man Far From Home. And right away, I didn't realize that people in New York loved Mysterio that much.
Yeah, man, they really looked up to Quentin Beck.
You murdered my favorite hero! You murdered him! My favorite hero!
This weird persona!
But that was pretty intense. I mean, yes, it's pitched as opening scene, but I imagine this is still edited down a tad bit.
Oh yeah, this is kind of like a highlight. I mean, it's for something edited, probably from something that breathes a lot better. I think they did a decent job of making it flow, because sometimes you could really tell when things have been pared down. But yeah, I gotta imagine these scenes will play out longer, because they've also been heavily featured in the trailer too. You know.
But I think it's a really solid opening scene. Like, it throws you right into the panic, it throws you right into the frenzy of the situation. And we've seen so much in the trailers how MJ's life is at stake. You get that real primal vibe from the crowd right away when, you know, she's amongst the crowd looking up at them. They're all spectators looking at the, you know, Jonah Jameson giving the news report, looking up at, you know, Spider-Man up there. Instantly, they just start harassing her.
Yeah, like prying. And that's a moment where I feel like it's got to play out a little longer, because even in that little moment that they included here, I was getting that sort of tension of just like, oh, too many people. And yeah, everyone's like, are you Spider-Man's girlfriend? Did you help him kill Mysterio? Like, everyone's jumping immediately to these conclusions.
I love how human it becomes. Evil dies tonight.
Evil 40 years Spider-Man has terrorized New York. I mean,
anytime there's an angry crowd.
Yeah, that's the first thing I think of.
But I love the way that played out. Like, they said, go for the mask. The crowd's gasping at it. Like, they become hands-on and violent with them.
I hope they let that scene walk around in that vibe a little bit more for the actual
Peter lets her get attacked a little bit.
Just to give her a taste. This is what it's like being Spider-Man.
But you know, it sets that stage right away of having to protect MJ. And something that seems like it's going to kind of happen throughout the film, of her life being at stake as well, just because they see that they're together, and immediately just from the language of their bodies, the body language, watching them together, like, you guys must be together, you guys must be dating each other. I mean, they even have that real like urgency moment of when he starts swinging away and they have a guy dodge after, like leap after them and fall to the ground,
which seemed like a really great visual metaphor. Like, I almost can imagine as this movie progresses and as this situation gets more tangled, it's probably going to be harder and harder for Spider-Man to eke out of these situations. And like here, it was such just a nice human detail. Like, they're grabbing him and MJ, then he zips up onto the cab, and then he gets one more zip and the guy grabs his foot. They almost don't get away, but they do, and it's pretty easy. But I feel like that's just the first of many of these, you know, experiences to chip away at them as they go. And two, like, I appreciate that in this clip, even though it is just a 45-second window, it does seem, especially ending off with Ned and Spider-Man yelling dude at each other, you know, like that freak out moment, it does kind of give it that us against the world sort of vibe, and the Scooby-Doo stuff that we've seen in the trailer, like
the trio of them.
Yeah, it kind of got me in that place right off the bat, which is a nice thing for me.
You know, one thing I do want to quickly mention, something I think this particular Spider-Man franchise has up on the other Spider-Man franchises, and I don't know if I'm going to really upset people by saying this, I do think that in terms of Peter Parker and his closest companions, this is the best that it's ever been.
better than James Franco.
Better than James, better than Harry and MJ.
Oh man, better than Dave DeHaan. No, I absolutely agree.
Like the chemistry of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone is like undeniably just so strong, and it's really hard to reach that level of on-camera chemistry. And I don't think the other Spider-Man films have that. But in terms of like my best female friend and my best guy friend,
no,
having
absolutely,
that, the trio of them promoting the films together feels right.
Yeah, and it feels natural.
So yeah, like having that set up right away, and it's neat too to see how Tom Holland talking about how much darker this film's going to be, because as much as when it's like the fun escapism music and the dude on the phone, that scene with the crowd, it's unsettling.
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable.
Like that could, with the right handheld camera, that could easily feel kind of unnerving and unsettling. And I hope that that's a place they're willing to go in a movie that has been described as being the heaviest, most challenging for Peter Parker and his friends movie.
Yes,
you know, I feel like that scene, it hinted at a tangibility, and here it's not really on display. So I hope that the scene gets to breathe more, so that we can really feel that sort of like, oh man, even though Spider-Man has superpowers, like if this crowd wanted to overpower him and MJ right now, that might be a pretty ugly situation.
I mean, in terms of like this kickoff point for a Spider-Man film, it is easily the most unique kickoff point. It is also the most unique opening scene they've ever had. Like it sets such a different stage and tone, and I love like just keeping the personality alive. Like he gets the phone call, he's talking to his friend, dude, and then he looks to behind him. You got Zendaya there who doesn't know, who's not used to the heights and having to balance all this.
Oh, that's right. I gotta protect you now.
He's just walking around like, oh my god, and then she's just right there, like, oh, how do I stay alive right now?
And that's a nice little human being.
As much as it feels like cut down and stuff, it is exciting. It's a really like an exciting opening sequence.
Yeah, this is one of the most conscientious cut downs I've ever seen.
I mean, like I feel like we've been doing like a Voss breakdown of this situation because like,
there's so much in the high rise back there.
And I didn't really notice the Rogers the Musical billboards in the trailers before, but man, is it plastered everywhere,
man.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, because this is coming out the same week as episode 5 of Hawkeye comes out. I'm hearing there's going to be some crazy things for that episode 5, so I wonder if it'll be the first time they have like some direct tie-in in some way.
Simultaneously?
Like, if you have like Hawkeye episode 5 and then the next day the premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home, it does make me wonder. And then you have like the correlation of New York City, Hawkeye, the Rogers the Musical. There could legit be some type of direct tie-in to No Way Home that occurs, and so making it for a real entertainment media experience. But this was great. This was honestly great, and there's a lot to take in from a 45-second clip.
Yeah, I mean, for as much as we've covered on this one movie, this clip got me excited for actually watching it in a way that, you know, I've been like, oh god, am I going to be jaded by the time I get there? But yeah, I got swept up in this.
All right, guys, well, what'd you think about this Spider-Man No Way Home opening clip? Leave your thoughts down below. Make sure to subscribe, click that notification bell, because you best bet that once we watch this movie, we're going to be working hard on that review to get it up to you right away. So you're going to want to have your notification bells turned on, because after it comes out, we're definitely going to be doing like a spoiler talk and everything. Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. Spoiler week. And then theories galore. It's going to be nonstop, man. This was a really exciting opening sequence. I mean that sincerely. Obviously, you know, we had a lot to say about this one thing. And I like the music too. The music that played there. Was that an original track?
I imagine.
It sounded like an original track, because it had that like fun escapism on the adventure vibe to it, because that's when this tone started to shift, you know? Like really throwing you into perspective. Really solid stuff.
I mean, not that I've heard the entire thing, but I'm rooting for this score.
It sounds great so far. Leave your thoughts down below, guys. We'll catch you guys soon.